everybody. I'm Mr. Pissed.
And I'm Mrs. Pissed.
And we're pissed.
Tough.
Well, you know what? Hard times could make some hard choices.
I am of the belief that, that this country is going down the road to,
the end of empire?
Definitely the end of empire, but, just the end, just kind of, we're going to turn into, England and France and all those countries that basically are, just mediocre powers in the world. They have good standing and, they do well, but they're not, they're not a superpower, and, people don't look at them and go, wow, we want to be like them, and that's what, that's what it's going to come down to, and just kind of just another, mediocre country, just like all the rest of them,
Well,
which is kind of a shame. But when they took the promise of this country, the premise that this country was founded on, which was, really pretty cool, and turned it into something that said, you know what, just because, we are who we are, we can be the biggest, baddest, and people on the planet and impose ourselves on everybody else. So
we just got done watching John Adams. And I guess what really kills me is how far this country has come from those framers, the people that believed in the revolution, that believed that these inalienable rights and all the stuff that you hear today, and people don't seem to believe it anymore. They're like, yeah, well, inalienable rights and a right of press. Yeah, that's good as long as they're saying the right things, as long as they're the right people, We take away people's right to counsel in Guantanamo Bay, and it's like that's something that they didn't. The right to counsel and the right to redress was something that even the framers of the Constitution had lived with for years. The English law had said that was that was an inalienable right. I think from I want to say back in the Magna Carta.
Yeah.
I mean, how could we and then turn around and decide that we can torture other people? Where as a nation did we come to? How did we get to the point where we were? I know how we got here, but when did we get so fearful and so scared and such ninnies? I call this nation a nation of ninnies. And ninnies can do some very, very nasty things if they're threatened, and they get threatened real fucking easy by real easy things. And yes, 9/11 was horrible, no question about it. But this is not a worldwide war. This should never have been elevated to the level of that. It's now a worldwide war, but we allowed it to be so because we played right into the hands of Osama bin Laden. He knew exactly how we were going to react, and he knew that we would do things that were against our own ideals, and we did. And that's what just it's so depressing. I can't even be pissed about it anymore. But I'm cautiously optimistic that the right leadership and the right amount of frustration on the American people's part, and maybe we'll turn a corner. The Romans managed a revival after their empire was crumbling for the first time. Eventually, the Huns overran them, but and Rome was burning while everybody fiddled, basically. So I don't know. I guess we're out of.
I'm done. I'm toast. Put a fork in me. I'm done.
All right. Well, thanks. We'll come back some other time. And Mr. and Mrs. Piss, signing off.